Hi guys, I am so excited to be here with you today because I have been working on this subject. I've been writing my notes down on this subject that I've been called to do, and I think I'm still in the process, but I just wanted to share because we are witnessing an era where we don't really have the option to stay unconscious. Like, if you just stay unconscious and don't get your desire, it is because you're either living under a rock or something like that. Because we have access to the most potent information right now because of social media, because of the internet. And we have access to transformative stuff that can change your life, can change your relationships, can change money, your money struggles so far. So we have access to coaches that before, back in the day, were only available for the elite, were only available for luxurious people, for kings, you know. We have access to therapists, to healers, to energy facilitators, and you don't really have the option to stay unconscious. So I just wanted to come on here and share my thoughts on this subject because um, we are meant to evolve, and now with all of the changes that is happening with AI, with ChatGPT becoming more accessible to everyone, there's no really option for you to stay small. You know what I mean? Hi, how are you? Welcome. As you come in, I'm just going to continue throw my thoughts. Hi, Robert. Hi, Lois. Welcome in. So happy to be here with you. Hi, Sandeep. Hi, Flavio. How are you? I'm so happy to be here. This is the end of an era of unconscious suffering because we have access to the most important information. This is what I just said. And millions, like everybody is learning about nervous system, about trauma, about how childhood has really impacted on the person that we are today. Hi, I don't really play Fortnite. Sorry. I'm going to finish my thoughts and you can ask your questions if you have any questions. Hi, Kara. Very happy that you are here with me today, and I'm so excited to share my thoughts in this inherited patterns that we have. If you are suffering in one area of your life, it is because you are not accessing the right information. And if we really take a step back and ask the right questions, you'll become more enlightened, you'll become more awake. So, what can you answer? Let's look at our life in different categories. So, let's say a person, either if you're a man or you're a woman, you have the area of love, you have the area of intimacy, you have the area of friendships, of family, health, and you. Like, what are your self-care tips? Anyway, you have all of these categories, and you have to look at which area you want to work on. Pick that one area and then work from within. So it depends on what age you are right now, and you can look back into your life and ask yourself, what have been your patterns? What have you been doing so far, and what isn't working? When you ask that, when you really look within, you start noticing patterns. You start noticing things that you've done and you are not they're no longer working out for you. So once you notice that you need to work either in your finances, in your relationships, then you can look for information in that area. You can come across with coaches. I am a coach, or a facilitator, an energy facilitator. And I'm so happy to be sharing this knowledge, this information, because it is gold to for you to wake up and realize that what you have today, it is just for today. Tomorrow you can change everything. Tomorrow you can manifest money if you want to. You can manifest the relationship of your dreams. You can manifest fulfilling friendships. You can manifest whatever it is that you want. But first, you have to look at your desires, what you've been doing, your patterns, and then look for information. Because once you start with your awareness, with your consciousness, then you get to decide what gets to be different. When I started this thing, I had problems in all areas in my life. I wasn't very happy with friendships. I wasn't very happy with my finances. I wasn't very happy with relationships. So I really had to go back and question myself what wasn't working. I really had to go back and ask myself what person I needed to become. So when you start accessing this type of information, you can really start doing something different, and you can really decide what you get to have. And it's easy to say, hard to do, because you have to gain a lot of perspective and really take a look and almost get to know yourself. Because if you've been asleep, or in other words, unconscious, you've been asleep. You haven't really been noticing the way that you are. So it's almost getting to know yourself as a love story. Staying unconscious today is a choice, because it comes at a high cost of anxiety, burnout, scarcity, confusion, and disconnection. At the end of the day, if you don't have, what your soul is truly desiring, it is at your own cost, because you've decided that that's what you get to have. So meanwhile, the other people that say yes to awareness, they are the ones that follow wisdom and show up into a new fulfilling life. And by a fulfilling life, I mean one of clarity, one of peace, power, joy, and purpose. So I really wanted to come on here and share this with you, this message, because it's been coming at me for a while now. And if you haven't decided, if you are still thinking that your perspective is the only perspective that it works, let me tell you that there's different perspectives in everything. That's why when you see two different brothers and in the same situation, both are telling different stories, not because one is right and one is wrong, but because they see things differently. Okay? So this is almost an awareness. This is almost an invitation to rise. I've made a journal prompts for people that are being called to learn more about consciousness, to learn more about transformation. And I am going to link it down below, so please um, put your email, and then you'll receive a journal prompt, like 3 journal prompts and then something else. Okay. I love you guys so much, and I just wanted to share this message because we are meant to evolve as human beings. That's why we're here. We're here learning something. That's what the universe says. That's what there are so many laws of the universe, and we must follow them and learn, because if you do not know something, you just have to learn from it. And having access to this information has led us to become more self-aware, more conscious, more fulfilled in every area in our life, because suffering is an option. People don't understand that. People get triggered when I say in a conversation with family members, when I say you get to choose what you get to have in life. They don't want to hear that. People don't want to hear that it is in their own hands to change their own destiny. They want to magically just fall in love with a guy that's, first of all, we've never been taught how to choose the right guy or how to choose the right woman. We've never been taught how to do the basics of in each area in our life, how to invest in an area that's going to just fulfill. I think one of the most important lessons in my life has been do the thing that's going to make you just feel so good about yourself. And I think this is it. Sharing this wisdom, sharing this transformation has been the most fulfilling thing I've ever done. So anyway, I love you guys so much. If you have any questions, please just write them down. I'll answer them. And yeah, that is all I have to say. Thank you so much for watching, and I love you. Bye.